You're watching Tornado Facts with Beanrock124, Season 3, Episode 12, or Episode 52. My name is Nathan, and I love talking about tornadoes. Today, we are talking about the 2004 Roanoke, Illinois F4 tornado. It was a powerful tornado that formed outside of Roanoke, a small town in central Illinois. This town is about an hour and a half from where I live, and in fact, I've driven really close to it when I was storm chasing on March 31st, as the first storm that hit Peoria was retreating toward the Chicago area. It is best known for the numerous videos and pictures taken of it, as well as the complete destruction of the Parsons manufacturing plant. Despite the damage, there were only 3 minor injuries and no fatalities. It was one of 6 tornadoes to touch down on July 13, 2004. This is just talking about the tornado in Roanoke. However, there were other tornadoes that occurred during the outbreak, but those are very, very less significant. I believe the Chicago National Weather Service office talks about this too, but I don't have that article pulled up. So, on Tuesday, July 13, 2004, at around 2:30 p.m., a tornado with maximum reported width of a quarter of a mile wide struck west of the village of Roanoke, damaging much of the area, cutting power to the main town of Roanoke for 3 days. Based on the extreme damage, the tornado was classified as a violent F4 on the Fujita scale by the National Weather Service. This might be it. Or no, this is this is Lincoln's National Weather Service office with all the stuff talking about it. Oh my god, that's a lot. Oh my god, there's a lot of pictures. So yeah, here's a lot of the pictures you could see. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use for the thumbnail. So this is the video. This is a video, actually. This is as it was striking the Parsons plant. This was north of the town of Eureka right here. I may actually use this one. This was really close to where I was on March 31st. I had to get out of there, okay. That was really close to where I was on March 31st. That's another cool picture there. There's another one. There's just so many pictures I could use. I'm not sure which one I could use. This was east of Metamora, or this was around when the tornado first formed near Metamora. But yeah, there was a lot of pictures of it. Here's the track of the tornado. It moved southeast. I honestly thought it moved northeast, but no. I was right around here, just off the map here. So the tornado formed near Metamora. It reached F4 intensity as it hit the Parsons plant north of Eureka, west of Roanoke. It missed town. If it had stayed on this path, it would have won. It would have missed Parsons plant. It would have brought it right into Roanoke. But it decided to turn to the right, turn hard right, and dissipate just southeast of the town of Roanoke. Supercell thunderstorms. I'm going to read this off of here, then we'll go back to the other one. Supercell thunderstorms tracked across northern and central Illinois in the afternoon and evening of July 13, 2004. A violent tornado tracked for 9.6 miles across Woodford County, with the tornado reaching F4 intensity along a 1-mile stretch between Metamora and Roanoke. Damage surveys were completed by the National Weather Service and Woodford County emergency personnel on July 14 and 15. Specific details on the tornado track follows. The tornado touched down approximately 1.8 miles north of Metamora, a few hundred yards southeast of the intersection of Highway 89 and County Road 1600 North. The tornado was initially of F0 strength. It moved southeast and strengthened to F2 intensity near the time it reached County Road 1300 East. It then began a temporary eastward movement for about half a mile before curving southeast again. It crossed Highway 116 just west of the Route 117 junction and was at F3 strength at this point. The tornado increased to F4 intensity as it crossed Highway 117, demolishing the Parsons manufacturing plant at this intersection. Approximately 140 people were in the plant at the time, but all made it to storm shelters approximately 3 to 5 minutes before the tornado struck. Steel beams and metal siding from the plant were found approximately 3/4 of a mile east in a farm field. From the plant, the tornado moved east just south of Highway 116/117, affecting 4 farmsteads approximately half a mile to a mile east of the plant. 2 of the farmsteads closest to the plant, approximately half to 3/4 of a mile east, had the two-story houses completely blown away, with only debris remaining in the basement and nearby property. The other 2 farmsteads had significant damage to the 2-story houses, with outbuildings demolished. The center of the tornado's track was about 100 yards south of the farmsteads on the south side of the highway. From the plant to the farmsteads, the storm was F4 intensity. The average width of the tornado during this time was 400 yards wide and was close to a quarter. The The average width, oh, I get it now. The average width of the tornado during this time was 400 yards wide and was close to a quarter of a mile wide at times, 440 yards wide. At this point, the tornado began to travel in a more east-southeast direction and caused significant damage to a barn near the intersection of County Roads 1300 North and 1700 East. It caused significant damage at a farmstead at the southeast corner of 1300 North and 1800 East. The tornado crossed 1300 North shortly after and lifted around 2:57 p.m. around 2.5 miles southeast of Roanoke at County Road 1900 East and was on the ground for 23 minutes. I have an article written about this tornado as well. I have it up to 2008, and I will put it in the description just like I did with the Utica tornado. So, as I said before, the worst damage occurred at the Parsons manufacturing plant, a part supplier for Caterpillar Incorporated, which was leveled, losing its roof and outer walls. See? Yeah, I believe the tornado was tracking this. No, it was tracking this way because you could see the ground scouring a little bit. Approximately 140 people. Okay, I read that. I read that too. So I'll read the aftermath. The storm was an example of how structural planning, storm spotting, and awareness techniques can be used by companies. The plant owner's decision to include storm shelters in the building's design likely saved the lives of many employees. Just as important, the early notice provided by the company storm spotters allowed employees to reach the shelters before the storm struck. The Parsons plant reopened in April 2005 with 7 tornado shelters, 5 more than the original plant. 2 local residents chased the tornado for much of its 23-minute duration. They produced a half-hour-long video that was sold in the Peoria area to help raise funds for the employees of the Parsons plant, most of whom had lost their cars and were either uninsured or not insured at all, or underinsured. The Roanoke tornado was the most significant tornado of a small outbreak, which transitioned into a destructive derecho over an extensive area of the Ohio and Tennessee valleys extending to the Gulf of Mexico. The outbreak produced 3 other tornadoes, all rated F0. The 2004 Roanoke tornado was featured on the Weather Channel's Storm Stories and Full Force Nature series. The Storm Stories video I have watched, and I will link it in the description if I can find it. And I have never seen this one, so I'm not sure if there even is one. Okay, let's see here. Oh, yeah, see? Oh, wait, no, that's not it. The Parsons plant would come very close to being destroyed yet again during the Washington tornado on November 17, 2013. However, that tornado passed just northwest of the plant. This one I will talk about in a much more detailed video in a few years. And so with that, that is it for Season 3, Episode 11, or Episode 51 of Tornado Facts with Beanrock124. Next episode is about the 2005 Evansville, Indiana tornado outbreak, I believe. Actually, I think that's right. So with that, goodbye.